Rico, so you saying you just moved here to where'd you move to? California?
So I just moved here to LA exactly a month ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I was living out up in Atlanta for a while, but it was just time to go pretty much.
Wow, dude, that's a big commitment moving from Atlanta to LA or whatever. That's huge.
Uh, I do it all the time.
Wow, yeah. So I know you because first of all, hey Rico, that's your name, man. Hey Rico.
Yeah, yeah, hey Scott.
I like it. I know you because of Solomon Banks. He was on
Yes,
the show.
yes,
And
yes,
show
yes.
my age, I'm friends with his parents, and but he was so cool, man. And he, you probably seen the interview, but he talked highly about you.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's not too much that you can say bad. I try to keep it,
Right.
smooth. Yeah, like not too high, not too low. Just keep it simple, smooth.
How long did you live in Atlanta for?
So I lived in Atlanta for 3 years. When COVID happened, like I was living up in Vegas, and then when COVID happened, I wanted to be back down south because the food was better. To be honest,
All right,
the
you like
food in
that
the
southern?
south is
Yes.
way better than the food out west. And so then I moved to Atlanta, and I just like fell in love with it. So
But did you move? So how did you connect? I'll talk about Solomon for just one more minute. But how did you connect with Solomon? From Atlanta, because I know he's a little north of Atlanta. Was how'd you guys meet?
so okay, so like I do this thing where like I move constantly, and I
Hmm.
always move without a job.
Wow.
So I ended up, I know, right? I know. Yeah, no, I kind of need to stop since I'm getting older. But I got a job at this place called 1-800 Got Jump, and he was working it.
Oh,
And it
okay.
was maybe like, yeah, like 20 guys that did music there, but he was like the best one to be honest. So we just kind of, connected on that.
Wow, man, that's cool that you can do that kind of thing, just kind of float around.
Yeah.
That's really nice. I
Yeah, I mean, like when you ain't got kids.
Yeah. You know, I don't know when you started making music. Like was this something that happened when you were like, I don't know, middle school or high school, or when did you know you could create music?
So I wanted to sing, right? But I can't sing. Like I can't sing at all, but I really wanted to sing. Because I've always been just very like enthralled with like Motown, the Temptations and things like
Oh, yeah,
that.
love it.
Yeah, and so then like I wanted to sing, but I couldn't sing. So then I discovered like rapping. Like, okay, so if you can't sing, then you can just rap. And it was around like 2011, when like, I don't know like if you can recall or not, but like um it was a group called LMFAO,
Yeah, I
and
remember
they were
them.
doing like party rock anthem and like, Sexy and I Know It. And I was immediately just drawn to that kind of style of music, like partying and things like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of realized, well, like I can do that too. And I've been doing it ever since.
Whatever happened to that group? I remember that when that song came out, they were pretty hot back in the day. I don't know
They
if they're
broke
still
up,
making
I
music.
think.
They did.
Yeah,
Okay.
they broke up.
So when you like when you decide like I want to do that, are you like someone that can just put beats together and like create music
Oh
on your own?
no.
Or did you have
Oh
to like
no.
search for a team?
So basically, I am somebody, I don't know, like, I have an ear where like I can kind of sense if something like sounds good or not. Um, and I basically just started from the ground up, just learning all this stuff like by myself. Like it wasn't no team, it wasn't no like it was me and Google. That's all it was. It was just me and Google and just YouTube and just like like Reddit and things like that, just trying to
Mm.
find a way. And so like, like it's been a lot of mistakes these 3 years of doing music, but like, it's a part of the core, I guess.
Man, I tell you, dude. I mean, you downplaying it, bro, but the things
Mm,
you've accomplished are huge. I mean, like you've got
mm.
like very, very well done videos. And I mean, I was just watching on YouTube. I was like, wow. I mean, you've gone to like, I don't know, like what you're saying, like Vegas or Atlanta and in California, but you're doing something right, man, because you got some good stuff out there.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I
Oh yeah,
appreciate that.
man. The videos. Like, I mean, I don't even know how you like. I have some people I know that do that kind of stuff. But how do you find people to record your videos and get in your videos? I mean, you got some good stuff.
A lot of the people, like if you look at my videos, a lot of the people are actually the exact same people. Like it's
Right.
like a best friend here, a ex-girlfriend there, like a best friend here, a friend, there. Um, for me, kind of what I have just kind of just realized is that there are a small group of people that will support you at all times. And it's a bigger group, that you have to make, like into a believer.
Mm.
And so I just take those same five or 5 to 10 people and just recycle them, like like every single video.
Dude, I have in my notes, I was like, I want to be, if you ever do a video in Atlanta, like I want to invite myself. I want to make it to one of your videos. I'll just be an extra. I don't have to do
Of
anything.
course, of
I'll just
course,
stand there.
of
That's
course,
so
of course.
sick, man.
Of course, of course. I actually have a lot of videos that I shot and I didn't put out because the song is, like sucked and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm very particular. I recorded a full album and I hated every song on the album like after like letting it sit for a month. And so I just said, like to hell with the whole thing.
Really? So while you're recording the album track by track, they were kind of all disappointing to you, or did it after were they all good until you got finished and you're like, ah, this is not gonna cut it?
Yeah, like they was
That's
all
wild.
good, but yeah, and it's a lot of money wasted. It's a lot of money wasted. It's a lot of time wasted. But I wouldn't even say wasted. Like because I was able, what I'm saying, like just like through those moments I was able to grow. Like I got a song with Q, well, I got 2 songs with Solomon Banks
Mm,
called We Don't Care and the Drinking Song. And like Rico today, like I would have never have wrote those because I'm just so much better now than what I was then.
hmm
But like I just can't continue to not put out music because I'm gonna be one day be the best. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
It's kind of like I don't know.
I love those songs, man. I thought they were really good. Do you ever like when you say that kind of stuff, do you get caught up in your head or do you ask people for like, you probably, I don't know if you surround yourself with yes people or do you have some people in your life that you can be like, is this good or is this all just you? Does that make sense? Or do you ask other opinions
Yeah,
about your stuff?
yeah. So I am a stickler for a brutally honest opinion, like make me cry if you need to. Like I want you to make my feelings go because like this is my craft, like this is what I love. And so Scott, like if me and you are best friends and you know that my song is the most horrible sounding song ever, like how can you be my friend if you ain't gonna tell me Rico? No, no, you cannot put that song out. So
Yeah.
like I live for those moments. Like I live for, like if I send you a song and you say, "Hey, I absolutely hate this song," because I know, okay, so I have to go back to the drawing board. But
hmm
I've kind of never had that experience with a song before, so that's kind of like a knock on wood situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. When you go like to the drawing board, how do you get creative writing? I mean, is it like something like you just keep a pen and pad next to your bed, or like do you keep your phone on you and just write ideas, or do you I don't know if you have songwriter or I call them songwriters, but you have maybe people that help.
No, it's all me. Like that song with Solomon Banks, I wrote the entire song by myself. I arranged the beat.
Wow.
I did the entire, like melody, like the whole song was me from start to finish because like Solomon has a great voice. Um, and like my songwriting is just, just what it is. For me, I always start off with a chorus because I believe that the best part of each, song like is the chorus to me. Like the most memorable parts of the song is the chorus.
Oh yeah.
Like that's like even if you don't know the song, like we all know, like I love rock and roll
hmm
or Poison Nothing. but a good
Right.
time.
Don't bore
So
us.
for
Get to the
me, like
chorus. Yeah. I'm sorry.
exactly. So like I'm gonna hit you. Yeah, yeah, no. So like I'm gonna hit you with a chorus, and then I'm gonna just go back from there because y'all don't really care like what I'm saying through the verses. Like y'all just want a good, smoking chorus the whole time.
Hmm. No, no, I totally agree, man. I love choruses. I also love bands that or musicians. I keep saying bands. I'm so used to interviewing bands, but I love it when musicians put the chorus. Not every time, but I love the chorus right off the top. You ever see that? You probably do the same thing, or maybe. When you just when the
Oh
song starts with the chorus.
yeah,
I love that, man. But it's a banger. Do you ever?
yeah,
Do you guys
yes.
ever?
No, that's
Do you,
kind of one of my favorite things too.
really? Yeah, man. Me too, man. Just catch you. Do you tour
Yeah.
a lot, or is that something you're interested in doing, or playing some
No, so
shows?
I've never been on tour. Like I've played a couple of shows. I'm hoping to play a couple of more down here. But I've never toured. Like that's been like my biggest thing is that I want to tour. Like I want to tour frat houses. Like, that's my goal is to go like on a nationwide fraternity house tour. Uh, yeah, like that's just like I don't know. Like if I could do that, like that would feel like that I definitely made it. Like I'm being
Yeah, man.
booked to go from frat house to frat house. Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's I think with social media and everything, that would probably be possible to do. Just trying to get views and followers. What kind of platform is your biggest?
exactly.
Yeah, do you? I mean, it's like YouTube or TikTok or like what do you use to promote yourself?
So honestly, I kind of feel like, and I'm gonna be just very just transparent. Since moving here to like Los Angeles, like I've met like so many people that's just like heavily like inside of the music business, and they put me like on stuff. Like I promise you, man. Like I have learned more in 1 month than 3 years in Atlanta. More like it's crazy, and so like with my new coming up song, like it'll be promoted in a way that I have never promoted a song before in my life. And I'm very, I'm excited about that. But to just answer your question, like so far, like Spotify has been a big thing for me. Um, just like my social media, like through like word of mouth and friends and stuff like that, submit my songs, just asking for feedback and things like that. Like I have had a lot of like A&Rs and things like that to be like, whoa. Like I showed somebody like we don't care and like they was like blown away. Like they could not believe that I wrote that song.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is super. I love it. I have in my notes. I was watching all your, we can talk about your songs, but I think my favorite one is Downtown Boogie. That song, man, is so freaking catchy. And the video too. Man, if you can get that to go viral, man, like it is. I don't know how you come up
I
with these
never
ideas.
I never even promoted that song. I just put it out as like, oh, there you go. Just have it. Like I never even like meant for people to be like, oh, I love this song. It was just me having fun. But like, it's so many people that tell me that that is their favorite song of mine,
Really?
and that's so weird to me
No
because it's
way.
like,
I mean, I heard it
yeah,
once. I heard it once. I was like, "That's my favorite," and I went back to it.
yeah, so many people say that, but that song was inspired by like Bruno Mars, and that was inspired by Lizzo, like about downtown.
Yeah, you had some
Um,
lines with her, like about it. Yeah, in a minute.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
so, like, I don't know, like, music just depends on like where am I at in the moment. Like, like sometimes like I'm in my, my hood phase, and I just want to spit. And sometimes I'm, like I'm listening to like Azealia Banks a lot. So like I just really want to do like some, some weird alternative, type, rap. Now like I'm listening to a lot of like honestly like just myself. And so I
Mhm.
feel like this sound is like very much so like, me. Whatever
Right.
like Doja Cat and like Lil
That's
Nas X
important.
said
You
a
do
lot.
that, man, because you don't want to. I've heard people say they don't want to listen to other people too much because it ends up in their stuff. So that's cool.
Exactly, 100%.
What were you into growing up, man? What was some early influences like you listened to back in the day?
So I used to be like before I even knew what music was, like I was obsessed with Foxy Brown. Like, I don't know if
Mhm.
you know the rapper Foxy
Yeah,
Brown
yeah, yeah. I know.
from the 90s. just hands down, in my opinion, like top five greatest rappers, male or female of all time, is Foxy Brown. Because all I heard growing up, was like Foxy Brown and was the
Mhm.
blues. So for me, like I grew up, knowing what rap was, like even though I shouldn't have been listening to like no, nah nah or nothing like that. But like it was just like a part of my, my entire like upbringing. Um,
That's cool.
some inspirations for me like lately, like it's definitely like Doja Cat. Like I'm inspired by, like what she's doing. Growing up, I was inspired by like anything that was new, like anything that was fresh. Like I don't know, like I'm very much so like out with the old and in with the new.
Mm.
Like I don't know. So
No,
yeah,
no, yeah, totally. I love that you still seek out new music. That's because I feel like sometimes the
yeah,
older we get, it's like I only like the stuff I grew up on. But I love that the fresh years, like what's
exactly.
hot now. I've lived in Georgia my whole life, so like Outkast has always been huge here. So
Oh,
I don't know if you listen
yes.
to them, man. I'll add that in my notes. But
Oh yeah, no, Andre 3000 is probably one of the greatest, like lyricists
yeah,
of all
man.
time.
Yeah, yeah, I heard
100%.
Eminem say that too. I don't know if you know this. Have you heard of the artist Young Blue? You should check him out.
Yeah.
He lives right down the street from me, so it's crazy, man. He has these huge
Oh, for
parties.
real?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you guys kind of the styles are kind of similar. He uses a lot of auto tune. Do you ever use that auto tune? Do you like that? I mean, that's his style, but I didn't know if
No,
yeah,
no.
because that drives me a little
I
nuts.
feel
Because
like that when
every
you
song,
singing,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Like, I think that it's the I don't know, he's a singer though.
he's a
Like,
singer, yeah,
Blue is a
but he has
singer.
a style of like every song has it's like tuned, like so it's yeah, it's
Yeah,
just a style, I guess.
100%. Mm-hmm.
When you play going back, I know we're talking about playing live shows. When you go when you do a show, are you confident or do when you get the platform, are you like because it's hard, you're by yourself, right? I mean, do you have like a DJ behind you? I mean, is it intimidating, if
No,
doing your songs
no.
and music? So you're just fully confident like this is I mean I think that's amazing. Yeah, because I don't know if I could do that. Just
I
lead a
try to
crowd,
go into like any performance.
Yeah.
Oh, no, like I try to go into like just like any performance type situation. Like I don't know, like what's the point of being scared? Like when you hit that stage, like the fear should just like go kaput.
Hmm.
Because like like you want it to be a great performance. So you like you may be a little nervous about that, but when it comes to getting up on a stage and actually performing in front of people, so like I was up in a fraternity, and that's pretty much like where my music is. My brand is just based around my fraternity days, and I was like always the first one on top of the table. I was always the first one, just getting the
Right.
crowd lit and just having fun, jumping from windows, whatever I needed to do. So, so for me, like it's just another frat party.
Yeah, it comes
Just every
natural.
time I get
Yeah.
on stage.
No, that's cool,
Yeah.
man. Talking about your you said you got a new song, House of Sin. When's this drop, man?
Yes.
When can we hear it?
This is dropping on October the 6th. This is hands down the best song that I've ever did. It is hands down like I don't know, like I feel like this is a fresh release. Like it's an
Hmm.
entirely like new song, an entirely new release. Like it's just I don't know, like I feel like I'm on my grown man, ish right now. And so like I don't know, like House of Sin is like a return of form as far as like it's a fraternity anthem.
Hmm.
But it's like it's telling like a story at the same time. Like it's talking about, like what I went through in the frat life a little bit, like what you saw. Um and it's just but I'm making it so like you can party, you can turn up to
True.
it and things like that.
That's a great title, man. House of Sin. Like that's a perfect fraternity. Like I mean, that's literally like a lot of sin going on in one house. A lot of partying, man.
That's exactly what I thought. That's exactly what
Yeah,
I
man. That's
thought.
so cool. You come up with these titles, man. I love it. So I noticed on Spotify you have a lot of singles. Are we in a time now where we're just putting out singles? Because everybody's doing that now. Is that are we past the? Would you ever do like a full length? or an EP or an album?
I feel like that I've been like, I don't know. I kind of feel like I've been starting and stopping EPs, like since I started. Like I'm telling you, like after I scraped my third EP and threw all those songs away, I was like, you know what? I'm just dropping singles. Like I'm just gonna drop a fire single this time because my last song, Sugar Rush, was supposed to be like the beginning of my EP, and I finished the whole EP like from there. Um, and I just didn't like that sound no more. Like I just didn't want to do that pop sound anymore. I wanted
Mm.
to do like this urban pop organic thing that I love so much. And so like that's where House of Sin came from. So like I'm no longer in like EP mode. I'm just in very much so consistent and perfecting, my craft mode. But if it's some good enough money on the table, I got a little deal here and there or something like that.
Mm.
Oh no, I definitely do an EP. But when it's me having to do the whole thing and pay for it all by myself, you know, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that no more. Because I've scraped like three of them, and like these studio sessions don't be cheap.
Golly, man.
So like, I can't scrape a fourth one. I just can't do it.
That's wild that you scraped three already. Yeah, singles are perfectly for you, man. That's down your alley, man. Yeah, then three albums or three EPs you scrape. Do you have
I
like
think
by
I have
then?
like 50 songs.
That's insane. Do you feel it coming? You're like I may scrap this one. As you do it. That's wild, man. That's crazy.
No, so, I don't know. Like what it is like I be in this zone or this mood with this one particular sound, and then I'd be like, this particular sound ain't it. Or like, for instance, like I had this another song um called The Weekend, and it was an amazing song, but when you sit on them for like too long a little bit, you just kind of be like, I'm not really just checking for this style. I'm like, my writing is better, my ear is better, my rapping is better.
Mm,
So it's like, okay, so it's time to move on again. Mm.
yeah, that's amazing that
So
you have
yeah.
that drive in you. Do you ever get
Oh
like to
yeah.
where you can't? Does this ever happen where you can't come up with something, or you have these times where, I mean, are you just full of music? I mean, it seems like it's just pouring out of you right now.
I always get writer's block. I
Really?
always get writer's block. Yeah, but you know what kind of works, for me, and this is just so random, is it's always hard for me to start off with a first verse. So to get through my writer's block, like I'll throw on just one artist and I'll just listen to, that particular artist, just nonstop. Like whether it's Drake, it's like Nicki Minaj, it's Foxy Brown, like Azealia Banks. I just throw up on just this one artist. Like one time I threw on the Beatles. I just listened to
Wow.
um the Beatles album
Which one?
just nonstop.
Just oh yeah,
It
just Beatles.
was no. So my particular one, it was the Beatles.
I never listened to just their albums. I always listen to like just the
Oh.
big bucket of songs they have or something. You know what I mean? Like I just kind of random. But I love the Beatles. That's cool.
Yeah, no, bro. Like the Beatles are I don't know. Like, I just love the Beatles.
Yeah, man, that's
And
cool.
that particular album, like you're like, I don't know why I can't think of it, but it's a 1968 album. Like it's probably
Okay.
one of their most massive albums.
Okay, good. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I should know it, but
and I just listen to it, yeah, just nonstop.
that's cool, man. I like the open mindedness. You know, you get different things poured. That's cool. So, are you
Yeah,
gonna shoot a video for the new song, House of Sin?
I have a lyric video that is honestly better than any video that I've ever did in my life, believe it
Really?
or not. And it's just a lyric video. So, in my opinion, I'm kind of thinking, well, if this lyric video looks this great, like, like how am I gonna top it? With the actual video. Um,
That's sick.
because it's freaking cool. It's freaking cool.
The lyric videos are like blowing up now. I mean, I see more of those than regular videos.
Yeah, because it's just easier, especially like if you find somebody that can actually do it.
Uh-huh.
Because some people like don't know how to do big videos, but if you get you somebody like I have an amazing guy on my team named Jimmy. And when I tell you that he is the most creative person that I've ever come across, like I don't see like like how the guy is not famous yet or not working with the big leagues because he comes with it every time. It's
Really?
crazy.
What's his name?
Yes.
Oh, okay. What, what,
His
what,
name
what?
is Jimmy.
Jimmy. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. Maybe, I mean, you guys collaborating together. I mean, that could be huge for both of you, you know?
Yeah. I'm hoping so. Like I'm hoping that I don't know, like I feel something. I don't know, like I feel like that this whole release is like a first release for me. Like it's the weirdest thing, ever for me right now. It's like the first time that I've ever did a song. It's like the first time that I've ever promoted a song. It's like the first time I've ever wrote a song. It's just like this weird,
Really? So you're,
I don't
it's
know,
like you're
feeling that
that
I'm getting
proud of
right
it, you know
now.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't scrap it, man.
Yeah.
I'm just playing, bro. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like nothing else matters.
yeah, man. No, that's
Yeah.
that's great, man. That's so what's gonna happen? We're almost done with 2023. 2024, do you got some more? You're just gonna start dropping more songs out in the new year? More
Oh,
music?
I'm gonna be signed by then.
Yes, you are. When you gonna
Uh,
have? You gonna be signed? You gonna have
uh,
some merch? You're gonna have like
yeah, like
we need some Hey Rico stuff, man. Some vinyl.
I actually, I actually will have merch dropping with my new song. So,
House of Sin.
you guys
Nice.
can be looking out for that. Yeah. Yes, I will be having merch for that. But yeah, what's going on in 2024? I'm gonna be signed. So you guys will be able to see everything that I'm doing.
Who you gonna be
Like
signed
on a
to?
global scale.
Nice.
I'm getting signed. I'm gonna say Republic Records.
That's amazing. Congratulations, dude.
I know, like, yeah, like I know, like a lot of people say, that they don't want to be signed to a major label, but that's my goal. That's my end all be all goal is to be signed to, what I'm saying,
Yeah.
a major
No.
label that can really just, handle an artist and just, just go from there.
Mm-hmm. No, man, that's excellent. That's really, really cool, man. That's really nice. And so I'd love to
Of
so oh
course.
wait, how can people find you? Can they just find you all the on the media platforms? Do you have a website? Or is it just
No,
social
so I
media?
don't have a website, so yeah, so just my social media, like you guys can just, just follow me on Instagram at Rico. You guys can follow me on Twitter at the Kid Rico. That's two A's. Um, and yeah, so like you guys can just just follow me and just just follow my path. Like into being signed because like if you don't believe in yourself or put that out in the universe yourself, like how you gonna think that anybody
Mm,
else gonna think that for you? Yeah.
100%,
So
man. You got to put it out there. That's how it works. I love that.
exactly. Exactly.
Man, you're motivating, man. You're motivating me. That's good. I love it.
Man, you got to, Scott. Like, if you don't think that you're gonna be sitting over there with Joe Budden or well, what's the guy from the Fear Factor guy?
Joe Rogan.
Joe.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, yeah, with Joe Rogan one day just talking away. Like, if you don't believe that and put that out in the universe, then like, how am I supposed to believe it?
Right.
But if you tell me like, yo, like, like me and Joe going to dinner next year, trust me, like, I'm gonna believe that because I feel like, I don't know, like manifestation and things like that has gotten me like the furthest in life. Like I've never wanted something and not got it.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is, not gonna be anything different.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. You got to put it in the atmosphere. And
Yeah,
sounds like you totally believe it and you believe in yourself. I love it.
100%, 100%.
Hey, Rico, man, I appreciate you being on Good Company, man. This is tight. I like it. You got
Of
anything
course,
else you want
man.
to add to the interview?
No, well, you guys can just, continue looking for my, my music. House of Sin is out October the 6th. I don't know when this video is airing, but House of
I'll be
Sin is
out next
out
week.
October. Okay,
Yeah, I
so
didn't
House
interrupt
of
you.
Sin will be out October the 6th. Merch is dropping. I haven't announced a single yet, but like merch is dropping and things like that. Um, yeah, and I can't wait to to be able to come back here, like after I'm signed or whatever, and just come
Yes.
back here and just I'm
dude.
gonna say Scott, like you remember when I told you at 7:02, Pacific time that I was gonna be signing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
next year I'm gonna have just a few interviews at the house, man. If you're still around, maybe we'll try to hook that up, man, and talk about
Of
you know
course, of course.
do an update interview or something if you're in the area, man. That'd be cool. Do one like Solomon
Of
Banks.
course. And if
Solomon Banks
not,
was
like if
here.
I'm yeah, and if I'm on tour or something like that.
Yeah, I've done that
Oh, so that was
before.
your house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the background,
Okay.
but we filmed it
Okay, see,
over
I
there
didn't
at the
know that that
bar.
was your house because the studio was cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I call it the studio, but it's
Okay,
my
see, like that
house.
was cool
I'm
actually.
trying to front. I used to call it the basement. They were like, "Don't call it the basement. Call it the studio." So I was like, "All right, it's the studio." Yeah.
No, because when I first saw that video, I was like, man, like that is like professional. Like, who is this guy? Like, this is nice. So yeah.
Yeah, I got a professional crew. I'm not professional, but they are. So it's yeah, anyway. They do a good job. But yeah, man,
Yeah,
but
yeah, they
we'll have to do
definitely
a
do.
follow-up interview sometime. I'd love to hear this new
We
song,
definitely
man.
will, man. Yeah, no, I'll send it to you.
Oh, yeah, yeah, no rush on it, but really looking forward to
But
it. But share it. No, I'm
all
just
I
kidding.
ask, no, is that you be brutally, brutally honest. Like, even if it hurts my feelings, like you have to be like, I think that this song is this.
Okay. Let me ask you a
Okay,
question.
deal.
Have you ever had a song that you love and and your closest person said they hate it? Do you scrap it or what do you do? I mean, do you follow your instinct or follow theirs? Does that make sense? So,
Um, have I ever loved this? Yes. So I follow my instinct because it's my ear
right.
and it's my
The
money
end of the day,
spent
it's you. Yeah.
at the end of the year. Yeah, but if it's like a situation where it was like, let's say like 10 Scots was in there and we was all working together and they were like, this song is trash. I probably need to go back and just listen to the
Hmm.
board a little bit, and just, like just tweak some things and just, because sometimes, styles can be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like you may not like this certain style
Right.
and, and things like that. So,
Do you enjoy
yeah.
going back and listening to your music? I mean, do you just chill
No,
yeah, that's hard, right? Do you critique
no.
it after it's
It's
out?
hard. Like, yeah, like I got a song now. I was talking to my engineer, and he mixed and mastered the "We Don't Care for Me" and Solomon Banks. And I called him yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, this mix and master, it sucks. Like I don't, like it." And so now, and mind you, like that song came out almost like 3 years ago. So now, like I'm in the process of like taking it up off of,
Whoa, whoa,
um,
don't do that, man. Like you gonna
yeah.
remix it or something?
Yeah. I may just take it off and do my own like Rico mix on it. But not only that, but like I don't know, like Ed Sheeran kind of used this analogy is like when you're like running like water, and
Hmm.
it's like the brown water comes out first, like all the bad
Yeah.
water, like have to keep running it until you get to the clean water. And so, like, I never want to go back to the old stuff because it's like I'm drinking the old water, which is
Mm.
being honest.
No,
So
that's
for me,
great.
it's hard.
Never look
It's
back.
hard
You
to
keep
go
going
back.
forward. Yeah.
Just keep going forward.
I feel that way with we keep talking about social media, but I feel that way with for myself personally posting old stuff. So I kind of quit doing for a while. I was just kind of regurgitating old stuff because I'm like, look what I did, look what I did. I'm like, I gotta quit showing people look what I did and look forward to the what's the new, you know,
Wait, so do you ever go through it with them? Because I hate social media, honestly.
right?
And it's only because like with when you're doing music or like podcasting or like your biggest dilemma is to go viral, so you can get followers. And so like it makes it kind of like a job at that point.
Oh
And the
yes.
algorithms, they change every 2 days and 2 hours, and you be like,
Hmm.
I don't know what to do now. So it becomes like this endless cycle of chasing an algorithm. And I don't know how to do that. So it's just like, bro, come on now. I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know like if you have to go through that or not, or if you,
Yeah, man.
be trying to
I feel old when I do it because people be like, YouTube Shorts is what's hot right now. So I'm like, okay, I do a couple YouTube Shorts, and they're like, no, it's not hot anymore. It's
yeah.
this is popular now. I'm like, that's why it's nice if you can afford to. I don't do this, but it's some people pay, people just to, promote you or whatever. That's, I think, would be better for you and, for creators, because you don't have to worry about it. You can, I don't know if you want that control, if you want to, you know, you want to control everything that goes out with your name on it.
I mean, like I wouldn't mind, but I'm trying to find somebody who would do it for like $1.50 or something like that. You
Right.
know,
Yeah. I
you know,
had
because I mean, you
somebody
can
do
talk
it.
about oh,
Yeah,
for
go ahead.
real?
No, I did, but it didn't work out because they it was I was like, I could do better than this. So it was a short period. I was like, well, okay, this is dumb. I need to get someone better. But
Wait, so how did you find them?
they reached out to me and said,
Oh, for real?
looking for, a handout, kind of like I'll promote you and I'll do this, this, and this. And they did that. And I was like, yeah, that's not that good. I could do this. I'm trying to maybe I need somebody younger, more creative. I don't know. It just, the first thing didn't work out. And I got sour to it.
It never works out. I think they always say that you got to keep doing it, like not just the first time, but you have to keep on,
Yeah.
uh,
Without getting jaded and
or
burned
something like
out.
that. Yeah, but that's the hardest part because like I'm paying you and you're not doing that good. And so now you want me to keep going until okay, so just keep going again. It's like, bro, like this is not a bicycle. I can't keep going until I get it. Because now, like I'm spending money. So like for
Yes.
me, I spend a lot of money up on my music and I spend a lot of money on, just everything, dealing with just being me. And so for me, like if I'm gonna pay somebody to, promote my stuff, like I better be on the top of TikTok by next week if I'm paying you to promote this.
Right. Yeah, man.
So, yeah.
Do you have like a day job, or like how's your income holding up, man? Because that's a lot of money going out.
Yeah. So I typically have two jobs always. When I was in Atlanta, I had a job in lead generation and I had a job at Amazon. And Amazon was to pay for the music 100%. And the lead generation, that lavishly just like supported my lifestyle. Like I was able to buy whatever I wanted to buy. So like I took a lot of that money and put it into the music, just easily because it was, I was able to do it. Cause like tech is like where is that? For people who are just trying to make some money, tech is where is that? So yeah, I always work two jobs. I always hustle, and I always
Wow.
get out there and just make it happen.
Two jobs, writing music. I mean, that's a lot. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if
Bro,
you ever,
some people like in history, man, like you hear about how like, they was like poor on the streets and they somehow got onto a couch and they somehow ended up at a restaurant and somehow met this person and somebody. So I always say there's always somebody out there who had it worse, than I was.
hmm
And you can always find an excuse. If you can't find nothing else, you can always find an excuse. And
yeah,
so I don't care, like if I gotta work three jobs and hustle and go to the pantry and get a couple, beans or whatever. Like, it's
uh-huh,
no excuse for me to do what I gotta do. Like, there's just not an excuse.
yeah, dude. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's two or three jobs and performing. That's amazing. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know if I could do that.
I mean, like when you ask for something, because I don't know, like if you're like super like religious or not, or I don't
hmm
know if your viewers are religious,
Oh, I do believe in
but
God.
I'm
Yeah, yeah. I
okay.
am. I
So
mean, I
like,
don't know if religious, but I believe in God. I
yeah,
mean, it doesn't mean I go to church every Sunday, but
I know, like I'm the same way. Like I'm very like spiritual, like
yeah.
a follower of God. But I don't go to church every Sunday. Um, but I believe if you ask, God for something, because like my religion or my spiritual connection with God is the reason why I do stuff like get up and move. Like if I decide tomorrow that I want to move, I promise you, like I will get up, I'll pack up all my stuff, and I'll find somewhere to go, an apartment. Like I don't just ever just worry about stuff like that, and it's because of my spiritual connection with God.
Wow.
Um, and when I ask God for something, it comes through because every time I put it out there, I put the work behind it. The Bible say work without no, like I said, faith without work is basically dead.
Mm.
And so for me, and I kind of just paraphrase a little bit. And so for me, if I open up my mouth and say, God, I want to be signed to this, then I can't complain about the steps that I got to take to get there because I asked for
Yes.
that.
Yeah. God
And
provides
everything, yeah,
opportunities. Yeah.
exactly. Like, like he's a just God. Like, he gives you based on, you and what you're willing to do and things like that. So like if I don't make it, which I will make it, I've always had the mindset of you didn't make it because of something that you did. You know what I'm saying? Like it
Hmm.
was there, but you didn't do something. And I'm never gonna look back in 40 years and be like, oh, but if I had a did this, I would have made it. No, because my God told me that I can have, like whatever I want.
Yeah.
So
Did you
yeah.
that's amazing. Did you grow up in church, or did you, I know you say you didn't go every Sunday.
Yeah, so my mom was a minister. So I grew up in church. I grew up in Mississippi, like the Delta. And so it was nothing but, church and music pumping from wall to wall. And, my mom was, very heavy on you was getting up and going to church. You know, I,
That's
I
amazing.
couldn't wear like short pants to church. Like I had to dress a certain way. Like even now, like same deal. Like I
Did you
grew up just
perform
going
at
to church.
church? Did you were you in the group or the band or whatever?
Yes, yeah. So when I was younger, I used to do like dramas and stuff like that. I don't know if you know what a drama is, but it's kind of
Mm.
like it's kind of like when you get up there and you dance. Like it's like meme interpretation
Hmm.
in a form of praise. I did that, when I was younger. And I was never afraid, to get in front of a crowd. And I was always the best. Like if I get on any stage, whether like it's a stage, like for the Lord or the stage for, whoever, I'm
Hmm.
always going to put on my best foot forward. And so
Wow,
I think that
that's a
that
gift.
has just, yeah, so that has just followed me. Like even now, if I get on the track with somebody, I'm going to be the best on the track because I'm gonna put myself, forward like that. And it has followed me since, my time in church.
Mm. So is your mom still involved with church? Is she still around, or
Yes. Yeah, yeah. She is deeply, deeply religious. I'm talking deeply
really?
religious. Yeah.
I think about Jelly Roll, like his new album, and he went back to church. Like I don't know, like he did the cover like that.
Oh,
Would you ever think about doing something like that? Like Kanye did a whole church album, or EP or whatever. I don't even know what it was. Would you ever do something
I
like
don't
that?
know.
Go back to your roots?
I, I don't know. I'm kind of scared because
Right.
sometimes because it be looking like they playing with God sometimes because it's like
True.
like I hate to say it, and I know that Kanye wish he's not playing, but it's like Kanye, like you can't go from that album to the next album to be like, like, and I know like that happens all the time, like, like in the history of music, especially, hip hop and, R&B, the roots is the church. Like dating all the way back to the Clark sisters. But for me, I'm kind of scared. Like I'm one of those people. Like my mom has kind of just like put the fear of God in me. Like I'm scared if I do anything wrong, like I'm gonna be damned to hell,
Mm.
or just
Oh,
like
okay.
nothing but good things is gonna. I mean, like bad things is gonna happen to me. So I feel like I don't know, like if I could play with God, as far as that go. But I will say on House of Sin, my leg video is very biblical. It's very biblical. So I was like, I'm kind of scared to show my mom that. But like that's kind of the extent of where I'm willing to go.
So when you show it to your mom eventually, does she give you like feedback, or I mean, you guys communicate back and forth? I mean, she give you honest feedback? Are you scared of
Yeah,
her
yeah.
feedback?
No, no, she's very honest, but like I tried to let her hear like 2 seconds of House of Sin, and she was like, because like all she heard was like it's a part that's that says the name, the devil,
Mhm.
and she immediately turned it off. And she was just like, I'm not
Really?
listening to this. I'm not listening to this. I don't want to listen to this. I'm just
Right.
like, okay. So yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. I mean, like kind of fear based. Yeah, that's what did your mom?
Yeah, it's
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, like I was gonna say, yeah, like I'm loving what Doja Cat is doing. I'm loving,
Yeah.
Paint the Town Red. I'm loving Demons. I love what Nas X did.
Wow.
But
Yeah, man. That was huge.
I love what Nicki Minaj did at the Grammys, when she did the whole Roman, the Catholic Church thing, because that's where it all stemmed from.
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, I'm not afraid to go there if I need to go there, but I make it very clear that I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I'm just expressing this, because my
Yeah,
conscience
man.
be
Amen.
eating at me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. What'd your mom think about the drinking game? The beer or liquor? I immediately liked that one. I was like, "Yep, I like this one." How do you
She
did your mom make it to the chorus on that one?
she really liked the beginning. Honestly, my mom thinks I have a lot of talent. Like, she think I have a lot of
That's
talent.
amazing, man. Yeah.
It's yeah, like she's like my biggest supporter, and she's like I just love my mom to death. And so I don't know, she really did like me. Yep, she hated the song. Like she hates
Right.
my music. Like
And she
she
loves
hates the
you though.
cussing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, she hates the cussing and the drinking, but like I live I live, and just show about my fraternity. Like my fraternity days, bro, are probably some of the like I was a Pike at Mississippi State.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm actually the first Black Pike in the history of Mississippi.
Really?
So yeah, so when you listening to House of Sing, or you're listening, to We Don't Care, like all my music going forward is for production frat house. Like I want you to feel like Scott that you're in a fraternity the entire time you're listening to me. Like like you're in my fraternity, and we're just having a good time together.
I love that.
Yeah.
Dude, that is great. Um, yeah, that's really good, man. Um, anyway, dude, Rico, thank you for being on the show, brother.
Yeah, man. No, thank you so much for having me, man. I really appreciate it.
I mean, you were you're inspiring. I love the
I
stories.
I try. I try.
Would you ever do a podcast? Just the last thing, because you sound like you'd do. I don't know if you listen to podcasts. I love podcasts. Like
I
we're talking about Joe
do.
Rogan.
I listen to podcasts all the time. I would do a podcast. I did a podcast. I did. I tried to do one. If they see me, it was me and Solomon Banks and somebody else. I couldn't put it out though, because I asked a question that I didn't think would be received well by the public. So I had to just scrape the
You couldn't
entire
just
thing.
edit it out or something. You and Salman Banks did an episode. You said
Yeah, we
like
did a whole episode, and honestly, it was a great podcast. But I asked a question about I don't know if I can say it
no,
here,
don't say it
but
then.
I
If you
asked
yeah,
the
don't get it. Don't yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, like it wasn't a bad question as far like it wasn't like a vulgar question, but like we live in a day and age time where I try to be as sensitive as possible to everybody's different, because like you'll get canceled if you breathe too hard now.
Right.
And so, like I'm in my frat boy era and Solomon Banks is in his thing. And so like we got into some things that day. And we talked about some bro stuff. We talked about, what guys talk about,
Yeah.
and just talked. And like I didn't think that that would be probably that, receptive to the social media of today's time. But I would love to do a podcast. I
You
would love
should,
it.
man. Yeah, I think you do really good at it, man. Just something like
I
this,
think I
you
would
got a
too.
camera. Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know if you
Yeah.
want to interview people or just, some people do solo episodes. They just talk about whatever, whatever's on your mind.
I don't know. I kind of just go with the flow. So whatever you need me to go, I'll just, I can do it. Whatever you need me to go over there, I can do it.
Yeah, man. You'd be like, my name's Hey Rico, and we don't care. I'm just
And
like,
we don't care
yeah,
about
yeah,
nothing.
that's
We don't care about
that,
nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good topic, man. A
A
good
great
episode.
topic. Yeah, just randomly just like that was supposed to be the whole thing is I was supposed to randomly just go and talk. Cause I can just randomly sit and just talk. If I'm comfortable like now,
Yeah.
I can just talk away. I can just
No,
go,
you're
go,
great.
go. And so yeah.
I listen to I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. I really like him actually. But he did a he did an episode that was almost 5 hours long, and I just couldn't believe it. I was like, they were talking for 5 hours, and I listened to it. It took
Wait,
me
and you
two.
listen?
Yeah. It's on
Uh,
spot. Well, I listen while I work or if I'm running or running like I run, but like if I'm trying to like walk or exercise. And it took me a couple of days, and I mean, they were taking breaks. They were going to the bathroom and come back. I mean, it was. I've never, anyway, I'm going on a rant right now, but
no, no, because what you said just made like that kind of just pinpoint on like what I said. And that's why I kind of like Joe. is like I don't really listen to Joe. 'Cause I know he's very controversial, but I don't really listen to like podcasts about like politics as much and
I
stuff
don't.
like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But Joe, what I can say, Joe Rogan and Joe Budden. I don't know if you listen to Joe Budden,
Mm-mm.
but like they both just do not care what nobody got to say, and I can appreciate that because like, to have that mentality, and you're like in the business and you're being successful today is kind of like unheard of because everybody is looking to cancel. Like I'm telling you, Scott, as soon as you make it big, my brother, because you will, it's going to be a group of people just ready to bring up something you said and gonna be ready to take you out. And
Oh
they
yeah.
do it, just for the purpose of like we don't want to see nobody else to be doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
so like
I
I
100%
appreciate
agree
Joe
with you.
Rogan.
There
Yeah.
was bouncing off what you said. There was a comedian. He's still a comedian. His name's Shane Gillis, and he was on Joe.
Yes.
Yeah. So he went on SNL. I don't know if you know the story, but he did the auditions, and he's on SNL. He told his whole family, and that group of people you're saying dug up and found him doing an Asian accent on his podcast. Years prior, just a little snippet, of him doing an Asian accent, and he got canceled, and the SNL fired him
Heard
before
about
he
that.
was
I
even
heard
on it.
about that.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle talked about it. He brought him up. He's like, he's the only guy that got canceled from SNL before he was even on SNL. So
They canceled Dave Chappelle. I mean, bro,
they
they
tried to,
canceled
yeah, but you
everybody.
can't
Yeah,
you can't
yeah,
cancel Dave Chappelle though.
you can't cancel a legend. And that's the thing
Yeah.
though,
He's the
is
best.
like
He's the
I
goat.
enjoy like I don't know about you, Scott, but I enjoy the raunchy comedians. Like I
Me
enjoy the
too.
Bernie Macs and the
Yeah.
ones like back in the day, like they would go there and they'll be saying stuff that that we still to this day, like you just cannot say. But that's what I love. And so for me, like, being up on a podcast or, things like that, like I kind of know that I would get canceled because like I enjoy going there and I don't take stuff like that serious. Like to me, like I don't take stuff like that to heart, which is, not to be insensitive to other people. But I know that when Lizzo said the word spaz or Beyonce said the word spaz, and it was a big petition about if a spaz means something else other than spaz. I
I
don't
didn't hear
know,
that.
but
That's
I'm always
wild.
be that. Yeah,
People got offended by
crazy word
spaz.
in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
they said that that's a terminology for people who can't control their movement. So when you say stuff like "I'm gonna spaz out," they get mad. And
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah.
like they made them like change like songs and everything behind
That's
it. I was just like,
exhausting.
it's awesome.
I grew up in the 90s where, you didn't have Tupac worrying about saying spaz, like
Exactly. You
it's
didn't
like,
have NWA,
yeah, that's
worrying about saying cops or the police. And just
I feel like comedians they're the only ones that can, make kind of some kind of, humor, dark humor that, but I mean, they're still probably getting canceled too, but
they're
yeah,
getting
that's
canceled too. You got to be a legend now. I feel like the ones, the ones that have been here since the 90s, they can kind of get away with it because it's like you can't cancel us. We have a fan base, from the 90s, so they're not going anywhere. But
true.
they
Yeah.
still try. They still try.
Do you worry about getting canceled yourself? Like you have certain lines you have to cut out or
Um, yes and no. Yes. I worry about being canceled, not because I think that I do anything worth being canceled, because I'm always like I'm one of those people where like I look at your feelings and I look at like for instance, Scott, like even if I don't like know you, like I'm always like I be wondering, like am I making Scott feel uncomfortable with some of the stuff I'm saying? Am I being
mm,
too, like vulgar and loud talking? Am I too just um, but I'm one of those people that like I don't be caring. So like that part does kind of bother me. But I'm like, I just don't like I don't really care. Like when I turn up on my Twitter and I see, like what the uproar is, I'll be like, I don't really care. Like I don't really see the problem, but I don't know, like I always just don't see the problem, I guess. So
right. No, I agree with you, man. I'm very similar to you. Like, I'm very conscientious of other people's feelings, Like when
yeah.
I do these interviews here, like I try to have food and everything. Like I hate for people to feel like uncomfortable. I don't know if that's where you're going, but I always worry about
Oh,
other people
Scott didn't
more.
care about me.
Yeah, man. I try
Yeah.
to make everybody feel, comfortable in a room setting,
Yeah.
It
Yeah, and
sounds
that's
like we're
kind of
kind of similar.
impossible. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's kind of impossible, but you do your best. And I think that with the music, like like with House of Sin, I think that there will be some people, who are kind of like, but my time being in Pike and being up in my fraternity is my time. Like, like I have, like a whole bunch of stories of things that I've been through or things that, that I saw, and I love, like I love, being up in the fraternity, and some of the stuff that I did see will will forever be funny and will forever probably get me canceled if I brought it up. And I'm gonna forever do my thing because that was my experience.
Yeah, and you can never talk about it, right? I mean, you've probably seen stuff that's like, I don't know if they have rules and stuff, right?
No, they ain't got. Yeah, no, no. I mean, like I don't really care. Like I left the fraternity because, like, after a while, I just didn't want to do it no more. Like you paying like $3,200 a semester to live in a frat house, and you kind of get tired of partying. You kind of get tired of you've been
Yeah, I
doing it,
bet.
like freshman year, senior year, and I was
Uh-huh.
a fifth year senior, so I had an extra year of just partying. I was like, I'm kind of tired of this.
How do you party and do
Um,
school at the same time, man? Like it's a weird
so my
balance.
fraternity, so my fraternity, we stayed on social probation. We were every semester, and that means that like we didn't meet a certain criteria on grades because it's hard to drink every day on the front porch from 3 to 9 and then wake up and go to class and learn like Spanish or something. It's
Yeah,
just
right.
hard. It's like it's not as easy as you would think. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I left too. But to be honest, I went to college to join a fraternity. As dumb as that sounds,
No,
like I
dude,
didn't go to
yeah,
class.
I do the same thing. That's cool, man.
I had one goal. I had one goal in life is I'm going to go to college, I'm gonna join a fraternity, and I'm gonna party. And I did
Yes.
that.
Yeah, you
But
put it out there and it
the
worked.
thing about it though, yeah. And the thing about it just and like this is what Half a Fiend kind of talks about. Um, the girls is what makes a fraternity a fraternity. It's not the guys, it's the girls. And I think that with House of Sin, I'm kind of explaining what happens on a typical Friday night with us. So what happened on a typical, Saturday, or honestly from Monday through Friday, or the shackers, or we call the shackering, and
Hmm.
things like that. So like the song is definitely one of those songs. It's definitely one of those songs.
Yeah, so and that's I mean, when you say all that, I could see a video happening, but a videos like you're saying, lyric video is so much cheaper. But it would be cool to
Yeah,
have a killer kind of,
yeah.
dark
I
video
mean,
with
like
that.
I'm in LA now, Scott, and gas is like $6 here.
Right.
Like
Traffic's
it's
terrible.
not. Yeah, like it's not like it's Atlanta where it's what like 339 now.
Hmm.
See,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
see, I'll be able to make it happen there. I can make it happen there.
so do you like LA though? Like it's because I know a lot of people are leaving LA and going to like to Nashville or going to Texas and going different
Or
places.
Florida,
Florida,
Florida.
absolutely.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've only been here a month. I mean, so far,
Oh yeah.
like I've always like honestly, like joining a fraternity, moving to LA, and my music have always been the top like three things like
Hmm.
on my bucket list to do. Like since I was a little kid, like I promise you, Scott, like if you saw me at 4 and you asked me to name the one place I wanted to go, like I would say Los Angeles, California. Because like every TV show I watched, it was like Los Angeles, California was the place everybody was at.
Yeah.
So like I never wanted to go to Hawaii or Japan. I just wanted to go to Los Angeles,
That's
California.
amazing. And
And,
there and
and I
now you're
made it
there.
happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, you made it
Yeah.
happen. That's amazing. That I want to go there too, man. There's so many places I grew up like seeing like a lot of bars and like the Rainbow and the Viper Room. There's
Yeah.
all these clubs that like are legendary.
Yeah.
Like Johnny Depp owned the Viper
Exactly.
Room. I want to go to the Viper Room, you know? How do you ever
Exactly.
go to those places? Like on the strip? Is the strip still a thing?
In Vegas, or are you talking about in
In
LA?
LA, the Sunset Strip. I don't know if you've been there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been to Sunset. I've been to Melrose Avenue. I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
all
a
right. Yeah,
Sunset
there you
Strip.
go. That's cool. I want to do all the tourist
But it's
stuff
this
if I ever
place.
go.
Okay, see, like I kind of want to do like I don't know if you ever saw Rush Hour
Yes,
when
yeah, man.
Chris Tucker jumped on top of the bus and
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Asian people were taking pictures. I kind of want to ride one of those. But other than that, bro, like I go to the Victorian. I went to the pier last weekend. You know, the pier, the famous pier or whatever,
yeah. That's cool.
in Santa Monica. Yeah, I just be chilling. Like I'm just I don't know, I'm just chilling.
How do you promote yourself out in LA? Do you have some like cards you hand out or like some kind of like I don't know, man. Like is there a way to promote yourself? Just word of mouth?
I don't think so. I don't know. Like honestly, if I'm being completely honest, Scott, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Half the
that,
time when it
that
comes
you're
to this music
honest.
stuff, I just I promise you, like, I just wake up and I know that I'm doing, what I'm supposed to do. So like I always say, God, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, please, just carry me, through the stuff that I don't know what I'm doing on.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know what I'm doing, but all I
No,
know
that's
is that I'm just putting out pop music.
if you like and I'll never tell you what to do or anything, but when you said that, the first thing I thought of is I love when people do like tour diaries or like daily like uploads of like here's what's today. It's like I'm recording this song and kind of have a camera on you. That'd be really cool, man, to see kind of the
Yeah,
process of you putting music together. I don't know. I love stuff like that on YouTube.
yeah. No, I actually just started doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I kind of just started, just doing like a daily like,
Like a
oh yeah, also today, just doing
yeah,
a daily like what's going on, like what I'm doing, like leading up to my release and things like
that's
that.
amazing, right? So that'll build up traction to the new release. I love that. That's a great idea, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll have
I
to copy
try,
your
I
links.
try.
I'll have to copy like when I release this episode, I have to put like some of your links and everything so people can click on it,
Of
like
course, of course.
to any upload you
Yeah, no,
have.
I'll just send them to you or something.
Yeah, man.
All
Well, I
right.
got your
No,
YouTube
I'll definitely
channel.
do that.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
cool, man. Well, thank you for being on the show, and I want to have eventually have you and Solomon Banks, man. That'd be cool if we could do an episode together sometime.
I have nothing but respect. Like that is probably the most talented person I met in Atlanta. Be like nothing, happened. Like we didn't have no big falling out. It
Yeah,
just like, I got a different job, I got a different genre, and he got his genre that he does, and he
yeah, man.
has his team that he works with.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good. You guys are all good. I don't. I think that's
Yeah.
well respected, man. I think that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, no. Yeah, no, like I love, watching, him work from afar
Yeah.
because we both, we're a part of, helping each other grow and being better. And one thing that you can't take away from that guy is that talent. He is so talented. He is so talented.
I told him when I was going to interview you, and he was very complimentary. He was like, "That's amazing." He's
Yeah.
blowing up my phone. It's cool. So he's
Yeah.
very supportive of that. He thought that was cool.
No, that's the forever homie,
Yeah.
just a forever homie.
All right, Rico, man. Appreciate you being on the show. This is cool. But you're great at being a musician and talking, and you're a great communicator. So
I appreciate that. I try my best. I appreciate that.
man, you're really talented, brother, and I'm just like looking forward to seeing what's next. I'm looking forward to this new song, House of Sin, and the video, some YouTube uploads you're talking about. That's really cool,
Of course. Yeah, and I'll definitely send that to you, Scott. And thank you so much for having me, man.
dude. I really appreciate it, Rico, man. You're the best, man.
All right.
You
And
take
bye,
care, brother.
fans.